So this is publication number 14 of Tech to Biotech. It's also a special edition, as I've officially published my first two books on the China biotech out-licensing market. So one is more of a practitioner's handbook, the other is more of a companion novel. Completely different in format, but they're telling the same story from two different angles. So let me start with why, right? So over the past several years, we've watched China emerge as one of the most important sources of biotechnology innovation on the planet. Greater China-based companies last year alone signed 138 billion cross-border out-licensing transactions. We're actually on pace ahead of that this year. Also, 1/3 of all new compounds entering the U.S. pharma pipelines now originate from Chinese companies. Also, earlier this month, right, AstraZeneca agreed to pay $2.1 billion, with $200 million of it up front, for a COPD drug out of China developed by a company called Sino Biopharmaceutical. That drug actually entered phase 1 roughly 2.5 years ago, and by the time AZ signed the deal, it was already in phase 3. That is how fast this market's moving. Also, every few weeks, another deal makes headlines, billions of dollars in potential value gets announced. Everyone talks about all the great numbers, but almost nobody explains how these transactions actually happen, how they get structured, how they get diligenced, how they get negotiated, and how they actually get governed over many years across cultures, regulatory systems, and of course, different time zones. So when I went looking for a single reference, let's say a business development executive or an investor or an attorney or somebody else could actually pick up and use, really doesn't exist. That knowledge is out there, but it's scattered across law firm memos, conference slides, different reports and filings, and of course, people that have all the experience and memory, but maybe they walk out the door and go somewhere else to a different job. So, that is what motivated me to start writing this book many months ago in the midst of my graduate program at Johns Hopkins. I wanted to create something practical, not just another academic discussion of biotechnology. More of a working handbook that business development executives, investors, founders, attorneys, corporate strategy teams, and even graduate students could actually use. So the first book is called China Biotech Out-Licensing: How Global Licensing Deals Actually Get Done. It covers everything from deal architecture and scientific diligence to CMC, regulatory translation, IP strategy, term sheet negotiation, valuation, governance, exit, and termination. I got real case studies of deals that worked and some that didn't. 19 chapters in total, backed by 10 working dependencies, and also things like decision scorecards, diligence checklists, red flag worksheets, and even NPV model templates. And of course, 40 verified footnotes drawing from peer-reviewed research and regulatory guidance. More importantly, it explains how sophisticated buyers evaluate these opportunities before they even sit down at the negotiation table. It's not a survey, it's not a report, it's an operating manual. Now, in terms of the companion novel, while I was researching, writing, and revising the handbook, I was also an English pre-law economics major undergrad, so I've been writing for many years. I kept coming back to one thought. Deals are not just about contracts, obviously, they're about people, right? Founders, scientists, investors, business development executives, attorneys, et cetera, et cetera. People making difficult decisions under enormous uncertainty. So some things about deal making just can't be captured in a framework book, right? The moment when a founder realizes his cash runway is shorter than his regulatory timeline, the moment when a buyer has to decide whether a manufacturing deficiency is a red flag or a solvable problem. The way we trust gets built or destroyed across a 14-hour time zone difference and all those complexities. Those dynamics are real, and they determine outcomes pretty much just as much as the term sheet does. So that's really what inspired the China Biotech deal, which is the companion novel. Briefly on the story, it follows a character named Sarah Chen. She's a U.S. business development executive. She's very smart, very literate, very sophisticated, but she was burned by a previous China deal in 2019. And then Wei Lu, who's a Suzhou founder she actually met at a conference many months ago, who has been working on a very interesting molecule for many years, but is running out of time and money. So every chapter starts with a framework note that connects what is happening in the storyline to specific chapters in the books and the handbook. So the characters are fictional, but everything else in it, the competitive dynamics, the regulations, the challenges they face, they're all very real. So I think people will like that. Overall, I think my hope is that readers who engage with the novel will come away with a much deeper appreciation of how today's global biotech industry actually works, particularly in China. And for those who want the analytical framework behind the story, well, the handbook is right there as well. Also, in terms of where the books are, both books are available right now on Amazon and also Gumroad. With Gumroad, you can actually bundle them and get a Slink discount. Obviously, with Amazon Kindle, there's free samples, which you can review. And I'll have all these links below in the notes and also in the Substack article. So, whether you're looking for a practical reference or a really cool story grounded in today's China and global biotechnology landscape, I hope one or both of these books will be very valuable for you. All right? Thank you very much and enjoy it.